Hey, good day, everybody. So you guys seen the mess I've been dealing with these. They didn't get burned all the way through, and so I was trying to crush them, and that was a pain. Wasn't working out. So finally, we came across this guy right here. It's an electric grill. Plug it in. I will say one thing: if you guys get one of these, because it'll get up. I think I had it up to about 650 yesterday. Make sure you have a good extension cord. The little one I used started overheating, which I don't know how electric works, but I think when it's too small and it's pulling a lot of current or something, it overheats. So let's see if I can show you the difference here. The one on the right is the first one I used, and it was overheating. And I used this one here, and it did not overheat. So, got her all burned up. Now I'll be able to run it through the rinse cycles, and we'll be back. Alright, so this is the bucket I'm going to use. If you notice, there's not any scratches in it. That gold, it'll actually be hard to rinse out of this bucket, but if you got a lot of scratches in there, it'll actually get caught in those scratches. So you want to use a fairly new bucket to rinse your ashes out of. And so I'll be right back. Hang on. Alright guys, sorry. We gotta take a moment to say hi to my grandbaby. This is Bellamy. Say hi, Bellamy. Uh-oh, he's getting mad. I better turn his music back on. Alright, back at it again. Sorry I had to do that. Alright, so Dawn dishwashing liquid, any washing liquid pretty much should work okay. And that's it. That's all I use. Maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. I like to put water into the bucket before I put any ashes in. Not that much. Because what happens is, if you don't, around the sides will be dry, and it's just a real pain to get to them. I find it easier to do it this way. Do not breathe this powder. That stuff is really, really bad for you. It would coat your lungs. Looks kind of cool though, huh? Alright, anyway, back at it. So, see all the powder that's settled on the sides of this thing? I'll let that settle for just a second. I need something to stir with. Dum 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 dum. I wasn't really prepared for that. So, yeah, give me a minute, guys. Sorry. Alright, this will work. Just a shovel handle, or I get so many garden tools in that if they're bad at all, I just cut the end off, scrap it, and then burn the wood. But at this stage, I find this to be the most important part when you first getting it wet before any ashes have come out. I think it's best to stir it up really, really good. Make sure you get all of your powder on the bottom suspended, which I should really have more water in this, and I will off camera. But you want to get all of your particles suspended, get your whirlpool going, and then interrupt that flow, okay? And go back the other way a couple times, and then interrupt that flow. Alright, what that's doing is gold is 19 times heavier than water. So the second, matter of fact, gold's the heaviest thing in that bucket, because I doubt there's any platinum in there. So what's happening is when you interrupt it, the gold that's just been was going around in circles, and you interrupt it, all it does is fall. So I try and stir it around like this. I'm going to put some more water into it and take it to about here. Stir it, let it settle. Stir it, let it settle. And do that probably 10 or 15 times before I let ashes come out. And I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so you can see I got her filled back up a little bit, and right now it's really thick on the bottom. So get it going to where you don't feel all that thickness on the bottom anymore. And then go the opposite way. Now, as soon as you interrupt it, the gold is going to fall first. Alright? Now, off camera, I've already stirred this like 20 times. 15 times. 10 times. At this point, we're just going to get rid of some of these ashes. Now, I'm just showing you this because maybe you don't have a hose near you. Get you a catch pan, fill up a bucket, and keep filling it up. Until it comes out. Alright, so I'm not going to make you watch all of this, but basically what you're doing is you're getting rid of the ashes and the light material this way. When you get it into the catch pan, let it all settle drain the water off, and then you can just sweep the ashes into the trash. At this point, it's just carbon. It's not dangerous or anything. So, I guess that's really about the end of it, guys. Give me just a minute and I'll show you what we got after it's all done. Alright, so larger batch than what I'm normally used to dealing with here. The first time, first one I did was probably 3 to 4 pounds. The second was probably 2 or 3 pounds. So there's a lot of ashes in here. Normally I'm able to get it all into just one pan, but it doesn't seem to be clearing up as quick. So, like I said, as long as it's dark, you want to keep rinsing it. You know, a lot of people tell you not to stir it at this point, but like I said, that gold on the bottom will not want to come out of there. But what you can do is, if you think maybe you got too crazy with it and too vigorous, is once this settles, you know, the water will become pretty clear. That water you can just pour off, take the ashes, take a tablespoon of it, and lightly pan it, and then take a look at it with a magnifying glass. Even better is a loupe, and see if you see any gold. But I'll be honest, I doubt you will. But this is it, guys. This is the whole gist. Give me a couple minutes here. Alright, guys, so I turned the water off just now. Get him out of here for a second. As you can see, the water is pretty clear. Now, not completely, so I will do, I don't know if this will be the final rinse. I wanted to show you this. Because all you're wanting is stuff that stays suspended. You want to get rid of that. Alright. So we got everything suspended. Then we stop the flow by going the opposite direction. And it's at this time you want to kind of go slower, because you don't want it pulling any of the good stuff out of the back. And I'm going to call that done. Alright. And then from here on out, you can sluice it, you can pan it. And get your gold. Alright, I'm done for now, guys. Alright, wouldn't you know, there's still much to be said. So, you guys see, I got 3 masonry tubs here. And kind of a half bucket, a 1 gallon bucket. What we do here is this stuff will settle. And it may take an hour or 2 hours. Some of it may be, you'll come out and it'll be like a grayish, a real light gray water. Alright, and all the ashes will be on the bottom. Now, the last pour I did was this one. And before that was that one. Before that was that one. And that was the first one. So the only one I'm actually scared that may have gold would be this one, because I forgot to interrupt the suspension I was twirling it around and poured it right out before interrupting the flow. So I'm going to check and see if anything's in that. And then, of course, the last bucket. You want to check and see if you've pulled over any gold in that. And the way you do that is you completely let them settle. Go ahead and pour off your water. Get clean water. And you just pan what's at the bottom. Pan the ashes. And you're going to know. You want to shake it all down, and then everything will, the heavies will sink to the bottom, and then you pour off the light stuff. And if you've got gold in there, then you got to go back through. Like, let's say I pan this and I find gold in there. Well, then I do the washing procedure with this tub alone. All right, I go back through it, suspend everything, interrupt it, let it fall, pour it out. I know that there's going to be nothing in here because I did the interruption on all of the times. Why I forgot on that one, I don't know. I didn't realize it till I was about halfway through the bucket. And if there's anything in here, then I do the rinsing procedure on just this bucket. But like I said, well, you can see the stir stick already. See how much it's cleared up in there? Let's see. And this is the first one that had all of the top ashes on it. See how murky that is? You can barely see that once it gets under about 3 inches. Whereas this one, you can see it just a little bit further. And this one, I bet, yeah, you're not going to be able to see too much of it just because this was the last one to be in movement. So I'm going to quit messing with these guys right now. And let them settle out. That way I can get rid of the water. And it's just dirty water. It's not toxic. All we were doing was rinsing ashes. Now, there might be, what do you call that? Is it hydroxides? Can form from wood ashes, but I don't think you'll get any out of these guys. The reason it forms from wood ashes is due to the nutrients and stuff it brings up into the soil, or from the soil. So, let it settle, get rid of your water, get the ashes, throw them away. Oh, and the water, I'm going to pour in the grass. And the reason I know it's not toxic is because I poured it in the grass, and the grass still grows fine. You know, the insects and bugs live fine. But it's only because it's ashes. Any kind of chemical waste never goes out here. It goes through the waste process completely 100%. What else was I going to say to you? Mechanical recovery and separation. You can pretty much do things your own way, figure out what works best for you. When it comes to chemical processes, though, follow the books in front of you. You know, Refinement of Precious Metals Waste by C.M. Hoke is like the Bible to the refiner's home refiner. But the reason I'm saying this, 3 tips posted a couple weeks back of a man who died who was trying to refine gold. And my guess is he had some cyanide and he mixed in some HCl or hydrochloric acid or muriatic acid, and he created hydrogen cyanide gas. And, you know, there's no coming back from that, guys. You take a whiff and you die. That's it. Game over. All right. So, mechanical separation, you know, you pretty much do it however you want to do it. Find out what works for you. But any chemical process, make sure you 100% understand what you're doing before you do it. And then go through it again, just to make sure. You don't want to hurt your family, your dogs, your cats, your neighbors. Let's see if I can see that. Where did it? Huh. There it is. Alright. Guys, that's just a piece of metal. That's all it is. It's just a piece of metal. And it was here yesterday. It'll be here tomorrow. Your life is worth more than that piece of metal. Keep that in mind, please. This is a lot of fun for me. It's turned out being a really cool hobby. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I could pack it up, get rid of every bit of it, and never lose a day's sleep over it. Just hang out on the forum there and talk to you guys. Because that's all it is it's a hobby, you know. It's fun. And it's interesting. And it's really cool watching these processes happen. But if any time at all my family was put in danger, I'd just quit. Keep that in mind. You guys have a great day. Oops.